prescribe the financial relation between union and the states, or discuss the provisions dealing with distribution of revenue between union and the state. Ans. Article 268 provides the scheme of the distribution of revenue between the union and the states. The states possess exclusive jurisdiction over taxes enumerated in the state list. The union is entitled to the proceeds of the taxes in the union list. The concurrent list includes no taxes. However, it is to be noted that while the proceeds of taxes within the state lists are entirely retained by the states, proceeds of some of the taxes in the union list may be allowed, wholly or partially, to the states. The Constitution mentions following categories of the union taxes which are wholly or partially assigned to the states. 1. Duties levied by the Union but collected and appropriated by the states according to Article 268. Stamps duties and duties of excise on medicinal and toilet preparations mentioned in the Union list shall be levied by the central government. These duties are collected by the states within which such duties are leviable. The proceeds of such duties are assigned to the states. 2. Taxes levied and collected by the Union and assigned to the states. Constitution 80th Amendment Act 2000. The Constitution 80th Amendment Act 2000 has amended Article 269 and substituted new clauses in place of clauses 1 and 2 of Article 269. It has also substituted a new article in place of the existing Article 270 and has deleted Article 272 of the Constitution. The amendment has been enacted on the basis of the recommendations of the 10th Finance Commission. The new clause 1 of Article 269 provides that taxes on sale or purchase of goods and taxes on the assignment of goods shall be levied and collected by the Government of India, but shall be assigned and shall be deemed to have been assigned to states on or after the first day of April, 1996 in the manner as may be prescribed by Parliament by law. The expression taxes on the sale or purchases of goods shall mean taxes on sale or purchase of goods other than newspapers, where such sale or purchase takes place in the course of interstate trade or commerce. The new clause 2 of Article 269 provides that the net proceeds in any financial year of any such tax, except in so far as those proceeds represent proceeds attributable to Union territories, shall not form part of the Consolidated Fund of India, but shall be assigned to the states within which tax is leviable in that year, and shall be distributed among those states in accordance with such principles of distribution as may be prescribed by Parliament by law. Taxes levied and collected by the Union but distributed between the Union and states. The Constitution 80th Amendment Act 2000 has substituted a new article for Article 270 which shall be deemed to have been substituted with effect from 1st day of April, 1996. The new Article 270 provides that all taxes and duties referred to in the Union list, except the duties and taxes referred to in Articles 271 and any cess levied for specific purposes under any law made by Parliament shall be levied and collected by the Government of India and shall be distributed between the Union and the states in the manner provided in Clause 2. Clause 2 provides that such percentage as may be prescribed, of the net proceeds of any such tax or duty in the financial year shall form part of the Consolidated Fund of India, but shall be assigned to the states within which that tax or duty is leviable in that year, and shall be distributed among those states in such manner and from such time as may be prescribed in the manner provided in Clause 3. According to Clause 3, the word prescribed in Article 270 means Finance Commission, which will give its recommendation to the government about the actual amount of net proceeds from all taxes and duties leviable by the central government and shall be distributed among the states. This amendment will enhance the income of the states. 4. Taxes for the purpose of the Union. Article 271 provides that Parliament at any time increases any of the duties or taxes mentioned in Articles 269 and 270 by imposing a surcharge. The whole proceeds of any such surcharge shall form part of the Consolidated Fund of India.